Imagine becoming the youngest, most valuable player in NBA history before turning 23. Imagine carrying one of basketball's most iconic franchises back into championship conversations. Now imagine watching all of that disappear in a single moment. Derrick Rose wasn't just another rising star. He represented hope for an entire city. Every explosive drive to the basket, every impossible finish through defenders, and every breathtaking highlight made it feel as though the Chicago Bulls had finally found the player who could lead them into a new era. Fans believed they were witnessing the birth of basketball's next all-time great. But sometimes, one play can change everything. This is the story of Derrick Rose, a story of extraordinary talent, heartbreaking setbacks, and a career defined not only by what happened, but also by the question that still echoes throughout the basketball world. What if Derrick Rose had stayed healthy? Long before the sold-out arenas and national television broadcasts, Derrick Rose was just a kid growing up on the south side of Chicago. Raised in a close-knit family, basketball quickly became more than a hobby. It became his passion and his opportunity. From an early age, Rose displayed remarkable quickness, incredible body control, and a fearless mentality that separated him from other young players. As his skills developed, so did the expectations surrounding him. Those expectations only grew during his years at Simeon Career Academy. Under the bright lights of Chicago high school basketball, Rose became one of the nation's most exciting prospects. His explosive first step, dazzling ball handling, and ability to finish above taller defenders turned every game into must-watch entertainment. College basketball was only a brief stop on his journey. In a single season, Rose showcased the same combination of speed, vision, and athleticism that had already attracted scouts across the country. It didn't take long for NBA teams to recognize that his potential was something special. Then came draft night in 2008. With the first overall pick, the Chicago Bulls selected Derrick Rose. For Bulls fans, it felt like destiny. A hometown hero was coming home. Rose wasted no time proving he belonged. From his very first season, he attacked defenders without hesitation, creating highlight after highlight with fearless drives and acrobatic finishes at the rim. His remarkable rookie campaign earned him the NBA Rookie of the Year award, but that was only the beginning. Over the next 2 seasons, Rose elevated his game to another level. His lightning-fast acceleration, explosive athleticism, and relentless competitiveness transformed the Bulls into one of the Eastern Conference's elite teams. Then came history. In 2011, at just 22 years old, Derrick Rose became the youngest player ever to win the NBA Most Valuable Player award. Chicago had found its superstar. Around the league, fans and analysts believed they were watching the beginning of an era. The future looked limitless. The Bulls entered the 2012 playoffs with championship aspirations, and Derrick Rose remained the centerpiece of everything they hoped to achieve. Then, in the closing minutes of the opening playoff game, everything changed. As Rose drove toward the basket, he landed awkwardly after a routine basketball move. Almost immediately, he collapsed to the floor, clutching his knee in visible pain. The arena fell silent. Medical evaluations later confirmed one of the most devastating injuries an athlete can suffer, an ACL tear in his left knee. In a matter of seconds, the trajectory of one of basketball's brightest young careers had shifted dramatically. What followed was months of rehabilitation filled with uncertainty, physical challenges, and relentless determination. But the journey back would prove even more difficult than anyone expected. Even after returning to the court, additional injuries continued to interrupt his progress. Knee problems, ankle issues, and other setbacks repeatedly forced Rose away from the game he loved. Each comeback demanded another recovery. Each recovery required another test of his determination. The explosive athleticism that once defined his style could no longer be taken for granted. Instead of relying solely on breathtaking speed and powerful attacks to the rim, Rose gradually learned to adapt, evolving his game while confronting a reality no young superstar ever expects to face. Many careers would have ended there. But Derrick Rose refused to let injuries define his story. As the years passed, he continued his NBA journey with different organizations, embracing new roles and new responsibilities. No longer expected to carry an entire franchise on his shoulders, Rose focused on becoming a smarter, more efficient player. His game evolved. Experience replaced youthful explosiveness. Patience complemented speed. Skill and basketball intelligence became just as valuable as athletic ability. Although his role had changed, his competitive spirit never disappeared. Then came one of the most emotional moments of his career. In a performance that reminded the basketball world of his extraordinary talent, Rose delivered a remarkable scoring display that left teammates, opponents, and fans celebrating not only the points on the scoreboard, but the incredible perseverance behind them. It wasn't simply about numbers. It was about proving, to himself as much as anyone else, that he still belonged. Throughout every setback, every recovery, and every new beginning, Derrick Rose earned admiration across the league for his professionalism, humility, and unwavering commitment to the game. His journey became larger than basketball. It became a story of resilience. Today, Derrick Rose's legacy is remembered in different ways. Some fans remember the electrifying MVP who seemed destined to dominate the NBA for years. Others remember the player whose prime was interrupted far too soon. Both perspectives tell an important part of his story. Because greatness isn't measured only by championships, trophies, or records. Sometimes greatness is found in perseverance. Sometimes it's found in standing back up after every setback. And sometimes it's found in continuing to chase your passion, even when the path becomes far more difficult than anyone imagined. Derrick Rose's career reminds us that success is never guaranteed, and that even the brightest stars can face unexpected challenges. Yet, despite every obstacle, his influence on basketball remains undeniable. He inspired a generation of players with his fearless style, reminded fans of the value of determination, and left behind moments that will be remembered for decades. Years from now, basketball fans will probably continue asking the same unforgettable question. What if Derrick Rose had stayed healthy? No one can truly know the answer. But perhaps that's what makes his story so powerful. Because while the "what if" will always remain, Derrick Rose's courage, resilience, and lasting impact on the game will never be forgotten.